Welcome back, guys, to Triangle Strategy, where last episode we cleared the mental mock battle close quarters combat before granting the first promotion to Serenoa, upgrading him to a sword fighter before starting Chapter 7's story, as Archduke Gustadolf enacted the next stage of his plan, executing the king for crimes he had not committed in front of his subjects. With the news spreading across Norzelia and the other high houses reacting to it, our group now returns to House Wolffort to learn what awaits them.
Lord Serenoa, thank the heavens you're safe.
It is good to be home.
Castle Wolffort is the most impregnable stronghold in all the kingdom. You will be safe here, Your Highness.
Thank you. I can only hope Father and Sir Maxwell are safe as well.
Benedict, there is news.
What's the matter, Benedict? You look as if you've seen a ghost.
Your Highness, my lord, pray try to remain calm. His Grace was beheaded at the Crown City not bells ago.
Father... No. Say it is not so!
Roland.
I can only imagine what you're feeling now, Your Highness. But I fear we have not the luxury of grieving. As the last living heir to the throne, there is no doubt that the Archduke will target you next.
Indeed. We must move quickly. I would seek Father's counsel.
About Lord Simon.
What is it? Has something befallen Father? Father!
Lord Simon, what is the meaning of this?
He collapsed when he heard the news from the Crown City, and has not opened his eyes since.
You must be mad. The man was stronger than an ox.
We cannot afford to lose Lord Simon. Not now, of all times.
Father. Be strong, Father. This realm still needs you. I still need you, Father. Father.
Serenoa.
Is there any chance he will recover?
Our healers are doing everything they can, but none can say.
Very well.
Do not give up hope, Serenoa. The malady will not take your father easily.
Forgive me, Roland. I can only imagine what you feel now.
I must stay strong. I cannot allow Father's death to be in vain. You too must remain composed. For Lord Simon. And for those who now look to you for guidance in his stead.
I will try.
Pardon me, my lord. I come bearing a message.
From whom?
The scout we had sent in search of Sir Maxwell returned with this.
Sir Maxwell's mask.
Reports have it that it was found near Whiteholm Bridge.
Blood. No. It cannot be.
This mask was all that was found, you say?
The bridge was all but overflowing with the bodies of the fallen. It was not possible to ascertain all of their identities. And the swift course of the river thwarted any efforts to search further.
I see. Thank you for the report. Get some rest. You have earned it.
Yes, my lord.
Sir Maxwell, you too abandoned me now?
At Gustadolf's command, Aesfrost musters its forces at Whiteholm Castle and commences a march on the Wolffort domain. Their aim, to seize in their clutches Prince Roland, the unwilling heir to Glenbrook's throne.
And so they advance. So, out of that, I know we're in the chat as well. This is why I said at the least he's a very injured man, and at most he's fish food. It's the basis that we do work on a policy of no on-camera body/death actually happening and spear run through someone. Not actually dead yet. The story may tell us in time that he actually did die, but we have always worked off that policy. But the thing we saw at Castle Wolffort with his dad down and out and unable to wake inside Castle Wolffort does lower our options and now puts us more into a point where we could end up with that decision made to give up the prince or not. Because one of the options we had was to gather up House Wolffort and leave the obviously attackable thing and just go for a bit, maybe to Hyzante, maybe to somewhere else, gather strength and then come back with a rallied army. But now Serenoa, no matter what, would be torn, because to leave Castle Wolffort right now would be possibly to leave his father too, who may be dead. Anyway, but still, it does lower options a little. Might be one of those don't transport him right now moments after all. It does make you feel a bit more trapped. So what crisis looms large for Serenoa and Prince Roland? Can we call him King Roland now? I guess no coronation as of yet. I didn't check around, did I? Whoops.
My lord, the Aesfrosti army advances on us as we speak. A missive has arrived from Lord Gustadolf. It says they will stand down on the condition that we surrender Prince Roland to them at once.
We've not much time before they're on our doorstep, my lord.
Word has it that General Avlora herself heads the vanguard.
Gustadolf's not taking any chances. The scheming bastard.
Summon the War Council at once. We must take swift action.
You cannot be serious about this.
It's all right, Frederica.
Please continue, Benedict.
Thank you. Once more, I would ask you plainly. Do we or don't we relinquish Prince Roland to Aesfrost?
I say we refuse. We owe Sir Maxwell that much.
Precisely. Sir Maxwell entrusted us with keeping His Highness safe, and we accepted.
There's no place in the realm more sheltered by the terrain than this castle. He is safer here than anywhere. And yet, if the Archduke were to march on us with an army as great as the one that took the Crown City, or, heaven forbid, a greater one,
the natural fortifications of this land would work against us. Our shelter would become our jail.
So you propose that we just abandon him? That we sacrifice his life for our own protection?
Better my life than any of yours. This is my battle. I would not see the blood of my friends spilt in my name.
But see, Your Highness, that's where you're wrong. House Wolffort's the sword and shield of the crown. You go to battle, we go with you. So it's always been.
Enough! I will leave before I see your domain ravaged by fighting. It is the only way. Surely you see this, yes?
I refuse to believe sacrificing any of us is the correct path.
My lord, We cannot allow war to come to the Wolffort domain. Your highest priority must be to your loyal subjects. You must decide.
Balls. I cannot render a decision here and now. There must be some solution. As his vassal, I must fight to protect the prince, but as their lord, I must ensure my people's safety. We cannot hope to win against Aesfrost, but if we do nothing to stop them, many will lose their lives. All of these are the same thing, more or less. It's just how we want to present it. Even Roland's willing to be given up? But yes, you did just bring my people into it too. That makes some issues. And I can understand, I thought Benedict would be the guy saying we kind of should give him up because of other people. I mean, there's always the I'm playing a game and this is a game and therefore my things are the thing that matters kind of perspective, where of course you kind of want to be doing the try to do heroic-y thing, which is, you know, save the prince, fight for fun of playing a game. If you put yourself more into it, I can completely... And this is why I was interested in the Silvio's house's way of thinking as well. Because there's a lot of that to it too. There's other people to care about, not just a prince with now no throne, no real title, one person for the lives of many, but also giving up one person basically means that the state and everything... It's essentially making House Wolffort fall in just a different way. So it's just, you don't know what the intentions are of the invading force in the end. You don't know if that's where their plan stops. If you give them Roland, do you lose a piece to be able to stop whatever future possible atrocities or whatever they go and do does? Obviously, they have an expansionism kind of side to them. So therefore, they might just go for Hyzante afterwards. And then you will be used in that war. So war is coming at you in one way or another way of going at it, isn't it? You gotta think of like the many forks down the line, I guess. Your way of thinking. To not act could lead to greater atrocity. To save one could lead to many dying. But it could actually lead to more dying for that one to die. You just don't know. To be honest, if they're going to come for Hyzante, by the sound of it, that means an all-out war. Unlike Glenbrook. Glenbrook was just sitting there ready to be taken. By the look of its like defenses and everything. They got like that great wall protecting things over in Hyzante. No one's ever penetrated that by the look of it. I mean, the middle option is basically it. As his vassal, I must fight to protect the prince, because it is my duty, but as their lord, I must ensure my people's safety, because that is my duty.
As his vassal, I must fight to protect the prince. But as their lord, I must ensure my people's safety.
I am sorry, Serenoa. Pray do what you feel is best for your house. I will find some way of helping my family.
Your mind is made up, then.
As the master of this domain, you and no other must decide how we proceed.
I understand that, Benedict. Prepare the scales of conviction. I would hear everyone's thoughts on the matter.
I can't take these scales of conviction segment. The last one was just like, oh, which diplomatic envoy should we go back with? This one is like, okay, should we go to war? Should people die in someone else's name? Should we do this? This is a bit like... The scales are not quite the same. Meanwhile, we got a random character story appeared. Serenoa accompanies a young blacksmith to gather supplies when they happen upon an unfortunate scene.
I can't thank you enough for accompanying me to gather supplies, Lord Serenoa. But I hope I've not usurped too much of your time.
Not at all, lad. Not at all. I was heading back to my encampment anyway. More importantly, this area is rife with Aesfrosti. I hate to think what would happen should they discover you or any loyal to House Wolffort out here.
I cannot much bear to think on it either. My lord, there's someone here. He's dead.
Those are Glenbrook colors. He must have met his end at his frosty steel.
I know him. We were friends. He had such praise for the blade I forged him. This blade, here, the broken one. It failed him. I failed him. And now he's gone.
You are not to blame for his death.
But...
we are at war.
I'm sorry, my friend. I'm not as skilled a smith as I believed.
We risk much lingering here, but let us give him a proper burial before we depart.
My lord, you needn't go to the trouble.
It is no trouble. It is all I can do for him now, and I shall curse that I cannot do more.
Thank you, Lord Serenoa. My lord, ever since that day, I haven't stopped thinking about how I might put my smithy skills to better use. I didn't truly grasp the reality of the situation. What it means to be at war. What duties I have as one who forges weapons. Though I am but a novice at my craft, I will not ignore the truth I see all around me. I will face it and stand strong. That's why I wish to fight.
Are you certain you're prepared to wield steel outside your forge?
I am. I need to better understand what it means to live or die by the blade. A lesson I hope to learn by your side.
Then you are most welcome among my ranks. A novice you may be, but you have the makings of a master.
Thank you, my lord. I, Ians, hereby swear fealty to you. I shan't let you down.
Not Jens, then. Jens has joined our force. Opens up new paths with his craft. Places ladders to create shortcuts? That's cool. Wait, what? Sets traps and automatic turrets? What? What now? Hello? What? We're playing tower defense now. That actually, like, fits into my preferred defensive kind of Lurie playstyle in these kind of games to a T, surely. Gotta go check out Jens. Alright, nothing else has appeared in the meantime. He's level 9 already. He's an artisan in class. He has a hammer. He's gonna whack people with it. Spring trap. Set a trap on a selected square. Any enemy who steps on it will be knocked back 5 squares. Up to 3 traps can be set. Also ladder. He hasn't got like a turret yet then, as it kind of said. Constricting net is at level 10. Ensnaring the enemy. Slumber strike. Ladder 2. Ladder. Set a ladder on a selected square for easy access to other areas. Ladders previously set with this ability will disappear, so you can only have 1 ladder at a time. And that's not necessarily a turret then, by the sound of it. But he's got good defense. You can kind of take it. I wonder if that does damage. You just suddenly put a trap down and the guy goes boing. Too bad. It'd be great if you could boing them off the map. Like into a chasm or something. That'd be kind of cool. Boing. So you've joined us, have you? Are we going to get the market soon? We're going to get that old man who gives us kudos stuff? When Lord Simon summoned me, a mere apprentice from the Crown City, I was thrilled. I never imagined we were on the cusp before. Long had I dreamed of running my own forge, but I had no inkling of the reality of weaponcraft. Now I have seen more for myself, even if only a tiny bit. I'm prepared to fight. Pray let me join you the next time we face combat. Jens Maker. A young blacksmith Working at Wolffort's encampment, there is no weapon he cannot forge. He decides to stand upon the battlefield with the rest of his house so he can better understand what it means to live or die by the blade. He's the Smithy. Few weapons that need the attention of my hammer. I mean, we could look at your weapon, I guess. So it increases jump by 1, movement by 1. You can do physical defense too. I mean, I'll upgrade yours because I've upgraded everyone else's weapon. You can have one too. Everyone's weapon has been upgraded one stage. Oh no, apart from you. Tell a lie. Of course, like, we did fire instead because that just makes more sense when you think about it. But maybe we should probably upgrade that in time. I don't know. Farewell. Farewell. Just wondering if anyone else in here has a thing, but Portly Merchant doesn't have a name, for example. You never know how this will end up with all these guys. I did not necessarily expect to get him. The Smithy has joined us. It's weird though, we're getting lots of characters already, but not really the space to field them in the midst of combat. Which is a thing. And of course there's a group of main characters here. We can never really go much above that. As the Aesfrost army continues its inexorable march on Castle Wolffort, Serenoa and his retinue discuss the best path forward. It's time for another Scales of Conviction segment.
I will give the signal when it is time to cast your vote. I ask each of you to weigh the matter carefully till then.
Very well, my lord. To our own councils we go.
Their hearts are divided. Still, a compelling argument may yet change some minds. Alas, I have an incomplete picture of the situation, and I would be a poor lord if I did not hear the voice of my people. I should venture into town. Yes, great idea. Going out, my lord. Yes, I wish to ensure everything in the town is in order. Alright, we're gonna talk first, an exploration phase first. Gonna get some more information on which we might persuade some people. Understood, my lord. When your work is done, please speak to me once more. I will do just that. Thank you. I should return to the hall once I've spoken with the people. Perhaps I'll learn something that will sway some minds. I mean, first of all, I have to decide what I want to do. Stave off the Aesfrost army and protect Prince Roland. So we have Huette, obviously. The person that Huette blamed not too long ago, Frederica, and Elida. Roland, meanwhile, is completely up for surrendering. Benedict makes sense. And I guess Gila just wants to avoid the death and the bloodshed. So it's interesting that Gila and Frederica are on the other side anymore. They actually have their own convictions outside of being a pairing, which is good, I think, personally. Same for Huette and Roland. So everyone's like opposite this time. They were kind of like together before. Meanwhile, Anna is undecided. Does Anna ever decide? I'm really hoping in the future that Anna is like, decide something in the future and you cannot sway her. That would be nice. She's like, I will stabby. Just set me who you want me to stabby. I will get to work. Do you have a way you're leaning? I mean, I'll talk to the people in town first, see what they think. And then I mean, honestly, it's leaning from a gameplay perspective. I think most players of this game would prefer to save Roland and protect him, right? Invite the army, get more combat in. It's obvious what's kind of going to happen there. If Roland's safety was you could completely secure it, then maybe I go along with him. Equally, Roland may just run out on his own because some people are impetuous. Who knows how this works out? There's no one here. Hello? Any shinies in your house? Oh, there is. HP ring. Oh, that's nice. Sorry, townsfolk. I'm trying to get your, like, ideas on things, but instead I'm just robbing you. I think just most video game people who play this game will be thinking Save Roland. There's this thing as well. He is, like, the best friend of Serenoa. A terror like none other came over me when I saw the state in which you returned, my lord. It was fine. I beat everyone up. I did really well. I prayed we'd never know conflict again after the Saltiron War, yet here we stand, peering into the abyss. Though it was Glenbrook and Aesfrost launching an attack on Hyzante all those years ago. The Holy State, reeling from the surprise assault, turned to Lord Simon for help. Back then, Wolffort was still an independent clan and agreed to an alliance. All Norzelia was poorer for the fighting. Its nations and people were left depleted. So I have heard. Father told me stories of the secret meetings with King Regner that restored peace to the realm. Indeed, it was they who brought Hyzante and Aesfrost to the table, and then the war to an end. It was your father's efforts that led the king to bring your house into the royal family's fold as the crown's military might. War is brewing, Lord Serenoa. Think carefully upon how you will navigate it. Ooh. I cannot allow the currents to carry me along. I must use them to my advantage and turn the tide of battles to come. My father risked his life to bring honor to our house. I'll not be the one to tarnish his legacy. I find myself in the unfortunate position of having thought peace would be everlasting. It's so naive. I've actually been wondering if, by the way, if like my answers so far have been in the naive category, because the people we've been recruiting have seemed to be like kids-ish / naive-ish kids. So I've actually been wondering if that's been a prompt. Like I've been choosing the more like weird childish options in some senses. Though equally, like personally, I don't care too much for honor. It is nice to be good and to bring honor, you know, to be honorable. But there's certain periods of time you can't do it without bringing harm to you and your own. Pragmatism. I do agree that I cannot allow the currents to carry me along. I have to be decisive, make a choice, and then try to turn things to make it that I'm the one being the flow of said tide. I cannot allow the currents to carry me along. I must use them to my advantage and turn the tide of the battles to come. Exactly so. It was Lord Simon's initiative that made him a hero. Simon. That same Wolffort blood courses through your veins. I know you'll live up to your family's good name. The people of the Wolffort's domain are at your back. I shall take that to heart. Thank you. Wait, are you okay for going to war? I took that as that. May wisdom be ever on your side, my lord. My people are with me. Everybody looks so scared. What happened, Lord Serenoa? What's in the books there, kiddo? Marvels of Norzelia, Volume 11. Not Volume 2. Hey, kiddo, have you got anything more to Robert? I mean... taxes. The Ministry of Medicine is an impressive institution for the pursuit of life and magic situated in the Hyzantean capital. Here, pioneers in the fields of magic, medicine, and healing use advanced research and experimentation to investigate the mysteries of life itself. They use their findings to benefit believers, healing grievous wounds and curing hitherto incurable diseases for countless patients, and increasing the population's overall health and life expectancy. They believe their research to be part of their goddess's divine blessings. A ministry researcher I happened to meet told me, there is no miracle panacea in this world, but we like to think nothing is impossible. Whether her boundless optimism was due to her faith in the goddess, or in her own ability, that was not something I, neither a researcher nor a believer, was fit to judge. Long have I heard rumors of secret traps that dot the Wolffort domain. If the tales are to be believed, they serve to make quick work of any invaders, though I cannot but wonder, why keep such a valuable weapon a secret? Secret traps? It is hard to say what this might mean for us. They might well be employed to give us an advantage in battle, but at what cost to our own? Learn about Wolffort's secret weapon? Why has he not been told? He's literally... What? Is that here? No? That's just something to say later? Oh, no, it's in here, yeah. We've actually got a few things to do here. Rumor has it there's a device hidden in Wolffort's castle's town capable of laying waste to invading armies. Have we laid our city with bombs or something? What would there be? Like unexpected punchy pits? Horrible things. Whether this is truth or falsehood is unknown, but it does indeed exist. It could deal just as much damage to the townsfolk. Well, if that's the case, why would I employ that? Serenoa's duty. Lord Simon has long been loved and admired not only by his own people, but by the Roselle. Now that Serenoa has succeeded his father as Lord of the House, the responsibility of protecting all people of Wolffort falls on his shoulders. Glenbrook's three high houses, Wolffort, Falks, and Telior, are charged with the kingdom's protection. They were once a single clan. Now divided, House Wolffort is their de facto leader, and as such bears the greatest responsibility. Oh, great. And we've got Svalg Aesfrost here, too. When did I get all these? Giant mouse traps. The previous Archduke's younger brother, Svalg, is a man capable enough to be the nation's prime minister, but after losing to his nephew, Gustadolf, in a Paris struggle, he was ordered to the duchy's border to oversee its defences, nothing more than a symbolic sinecure. The Roselle and the Wolffort domain. 30 years ago, Lord Simon granted his protection to a group of Roselle who escaped the source. Ever since, they have lived quietly in a remote village, far from the rest of the domain's inhabitants. Their gratitude toward House Wolffort endures to this day. I was not keeping up on these, was I? I let more happen. Kitty! I woke it up. Quality iron ×2. That's cool, but I don't even have a material to upgrade a weapon to the next stage, so yeah. What do you want me to do about it? At this point as well, if I had the material to upgrade to the next stage as well, I'd probably have to give it to Serenoa, because we promoted him and all. And because he's got counter, so it's like the highest damage coefficient, surely. Why has Aesfrost attacked? I thought all this conflict was behind us with the opening of the mines. And what of your marriage to Frederica? Was that merely a ruse? Aesfrost's betrayal will not stand. They will answer for their atrocities. I share in your confusion, but Frederica knew nothing of this. Pray do not blame her for Aesfrost's actions. And the kingdom has no true allies nor true enemies. We shall sue for peace and work to avoid further conflict. I mean... that sounds weird. Because it's just like... it's like the weird reply, isn't it? Like when that guy died, and we were just there like, yes, you can hold on. You'll be strong, and all that. It's that kind of weird reply that's just like no one would say. But in TV shows, they do have people say it, and you're just like, what? The kingdom has no true allies, no true enemies. We shall sue for peace and work to avoid further conflict. It's a bit weird, too. I'd rather just... this is the one that more or less answers what he said directly. I share in your confusion, but Frederica knew nothing of this. Pray do not blame her for Aesfrost's actions. Yes, of course. She is your betrothed. We too wish to believe she had no hand in this. And surely they will not come for our domain, where the Archduke's own sister now resides. Precisely, yes. You've nothing to fear. We shall defend our land to the end. It is a relief to hear that. My heart aches for the royal family, but I should hate to see such an unnecessary war descend upon us. This person's not for war.